So,
Allie, how do you feel about dating someone for 10 years? Because I'm just curious to hear what you have to say about this, because you know, I know people that are like, if he has not asked you to marry him after 3 years, he's not gonna, like, he doesn't see you as a wife. You're just a placeholder. So
that's probably true. Marriage right now sits at a rate of 6 per 1,000 people. They didn't include age. This is like CDC data. So I think it's just like the number of people, right? So marriage is the lowest it's ever been in recorded history.
Yeah.
So in terms of like what I think about it, I think that you do modern dating practices, you get modern dating results, and like it doesn't seem like men or women are really happy with that. At the same time, you know, are people willing to compromise and pursue traditional values and conventional values? Because liberal women used to be normal in the 90s. I don't know what happened. Things have changed. So it's like, what normally happens is you have the same likelihood to break up as you do to divorce, like per the data, right?
Okay.
And so if that's true, then yeah, you do have the likelihood to separate that's equal. On top of that, what people are doing now is they're cohabitating longer, right? So they're delaying marriage.
Don't
so
do
you
that.
cohabitate for several years.
Oh,
and
we're against that.
Well,
don't cohabitate, guys.
Well, his argument's different. So like when we're looking at what people are doing and the results that they're getting, cohabitation is longer, and maybe you'll get married if you're one of the 6 per 1,000. So if you are with that man and you're cohabitating for several years, it's very, very statistically unlikely that he's going to marry you, just by the numbers. So I do agree with that. Like if you're looking for marriage and this man's been with you like 3-10 years, he's probably not going to marry you. If it happens, amazing, you're an exception to the rule. But that's just what's happening right now.
Okay, so I have a theoretical for you. I meet a guy tomorrow. He's the most amazing thing ever. I love him so much, but I'm 18. I do not want to get married super young. My parents are divorced, and both of their spouses have been divorced, and divorce is awful and the worst thing ever. I would like to be sure that I want to be with this person before I put a ring on it and become, you know, I think that, you know, as if I'm in a long-term relationship with somebody, I will be acting as I would be, you know, as committed to them as I would in our marriage. But I think that, you know, dating someone for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, like, I think that it's a good thing.
Yeah, but then you're not a traditional woman.
Okay.
Right? Do you see like the compromise with that? Like it seems like there's some things that you want with modern dating and there's some things that you want with traditional dating, and that is typically going to conflict in one way, shape, or form, right? So like if you're going to be cohabitating, it's very likely that you're having premarital sex. That's another indicator that you're not traditional, and it's okay if you aren't. Like I didn't have the most traditional setup that allowed me to get married, you know, but I was able to swing a marriage, but every single statistic was against me. I'm the exception to the rule. I would never recommend for women to do what I did. What you're saying is what people are doing. My thing is like, is it working? Because if marriage is 6 per 1,000 and a lot of women probably want to get married, then I don't think that it's working. But I also think that women we're more agreeable than men on average. Do you guys know that? Okay, so like I think we just suck at negotiating and being like, hey, I would like to get married. We just don't have that conversation. You know what I mean? Because we want to keep that guy when we could have that conversation. But are we prepared to walk if he says, no, I don't want to get married? Do you see? Like these are just different things that you have to like, I guess, consider. I try my very best not to argue too subjectively, and I try to give you guys like objective data and stats. So like this modern dating is, I think the sexual revolution did not help us, is my point.
Gentlemen, don't get married. Never sign a contract with someone who is rewarded for breaking it. Don't sign contracts that don't benefit you.
Right. We should probably, I mean, it's another thing. So when we're talking about like security in marriage, we have it as women. Just so you guys know, the family courts are greatly in our favor. We file most divorces, we get more cases of alimony, and we get more cases of child support. So like a lot of the fear that we get, like you need to be really, really sure that this is the guy, because what if you end up homeless and on the street? It's very unlikely that that's going to occur.
Absolutely.